Hello there, fellow toolmakers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Nova Roma. Episode 5. Time to strike iron for our industry. Oh, invading army. 3. Gonna wait a minute. Because, they take a while to come in, and I don't need militia just, like, standing, doing nothing. Alright, let's recruit now. And water should be flowing. Oh god, it's not. Oh, it's not done yet. Okay. You have me scared. I think all my builders were just conscripted. Yep. Alright, I fired my marble quarry workers too. Oh, they're over there. Oh, I'll get the ones coming off this boat first. Where the... Just make landfall. Yeah, I know. You pillaging and burning. No water for firefighting? There is actually wells here still. Not super close, but not terrible. My militia's getting their butt kicked. But I think the only fire that they set, we put out, so disband, go back to work. Alright, so the bathhouse has water now. Good. And hopefully... Yeah, 7 degree. Okay, easily the water tower will have water as well. That's a very good degree gradient, because, yeah. We made improvements. Can you use the flow of water for defense? Hypothetically, you could. It'd be a little challenging, but yeah. Hypothetically possible. Alright, we have 36... Seasonal workers aren't doing anything, so let's get the quarry workers back in. And the clay diggers. And there we go. Alright, so now we have both water tower and bath reservoir with a water flow in of 125. Because there's a 250 up here, I'm assuming. Between these two water intakes. And that's plenty of water for both those things. We have a little bit of homelessness. This is just because as we drafted, those people that were drafted weren't like citizens at the moment. So I'm going to put another insula over here in order to serve up the industry on the right side. The bathhouse is technically done. And the dock is done. So let's go ahead and get... these workers back in. So all workplaces are open, and we have 9 extra workers. Cool. Now, the other parts of the bathhouse infrastructure. You've got a hot pool, which requires charcoal for heated. You've got a garden, you've got a library, and, you know, let's make a whole bath complex now so that I can base the city off of it. So, of the additional bath complex, we'll do a hot pool here, a gym here, and then a garden here. Maybe a double garden, just because it's like an awkward spot. And with all of that built, we'll be able to supply. We'll be able to have happier people. I got the... Okay, so here's the large insula. I meant to unlock that. I think I had to revert a save. And I'm going to put a large insula right there. Oh my god, I have bread for days. Yep. Okay, let's fix that. I didn't realize how much bread I had. Bakers, let's go to 8. Pretty well supplied. I like it. That's another thing that we could export, actually, potentially. So let's put bread as a potential export. If we make it a lot of it, we can export it. And open the dock. Section of road missing? Yep. I think I didn't have the stone to afford it at the time. Bathhouse custodians will move up to... I don't know, whatever. So now, here is our bath complex. At the moment, it has no charcoal to burn just because I just employed the person that runs the hot bath. But the entire complex now will have a, like, sphere of influence bonus for all of its facilities. And I'm going to go a little bit even further. Let's do a double gym. So this is the hot pool. I'm actually going to get rid of the gym in its current spot and do a double hot pool, double gym. So 2 hot pools, 2 gyms. Yeah, whatever. I don't care how it's placed. So we have a big old bath complex to support the people there. Anything I want to buy? Not really. Their olives are pretty cheap. I'll just buy olives. But look at our happiness. Look at our health. It's pretty good. So finishing up that bath complex and then finishing up the insula will allow us to start to grow our population again because we've stagnated a little bit. And then the next project. So what to do next will be either iron industry or terrain for the flood zone. If you want the terrain for the flood zone. And then I'll add one more thing. What do I want? Olive industry. Olive and olive oil. So you guys pick between those 3 choices. I should also probably replace our smaller charcoal burners with the larger ones at some point. Maybe not in the winter. So that they're more efficient. And what took damage? I guess not enough damage to matter. But we're almost done with this large insula, which will be the largest home on our island. Dramatically increasing the amount of people that we can have. Up to by 40. And good tax revenue too, because my tax house is here. Or no, where is the tax house? Here. I don't need to raise taxes, but yeah, my tax house is there and collects taxes from that area. The Villa Rustica are like vineyard work. They're rich, but not like super rich. So if you take a look at the tax house, it will actually tell you what tax rates are. So these two Villa Rustica, the two Insula are 12 people, so 24 people for 20 coin. And then these are, how many people? 20 people for 16 coin? So it's not actually better than just the regular old Insula. It's that they have the sphere of influence bonus for farming, which is why we have them. There it is, the large Insula. The big one. And it looks like you guys want iron industry or terrain for the flood zone. I'll do the flood zone because we have a lot of tax money. And you have a maximum amount of coin store based upon temples. So coins are stored in your temples, and we have a maximum coin of 800. So we're actually kind of close to our coin max, which is why we would want to do something about this terrain. So let's do that. You can't do fine adjustments like up to the mountain. So I think what I want to do here is something weird, where I am going to do major adjustments, which cost me big coin, and then I'll like finely tune it. And then probably use a dam to shove it over the edge of the mountain. You know, that's getting too expensive. Let's do the fine-tuning right off the bat, then. A little tedious, but, like, it'll be worth it. I don't have a lot of builders yet, but when the Rustica building is done, or now that the Insula, now that the Insula building is done, we'll have a lot of people moving in, and will help with the terrain work. Maybe I can have it actually go over there. That'd be great. So instead of having complex dams, I'm using the terrain tool for coin. Because you can move water in with stone or with terrain, and terrain is a wee bit cheaper for raw resources. So some of it is escaping into the main river, which is fine. I don't think that will be an issue once I'm done. So I just want to smooth out these peaks so they don't look jaggedly ridiculous. And then once the terrain work is done, I'll build a dam to force it over the back of the mountain. Alright, it looks like a pretty good embankment. It's not too jagged. Just doing some small smoothing. And I might need to adjust it more than once. It's also kind of hard to tell what's going on over here because of the trees. I can't see the area as well. But that'll be version 1. Cost 350 coin. I'm going to, like, allow the crew size to be ridiculously big. All right, all the people that are moving into the city are going to be pretty much tasked with this job. And once the land sculpting is done, it'll be the second phase of the project. This is just phase 1, which is why I'm unconcerned about where the water is going, because it's not a finished project. Oh, the bath complex is good. So we got double garden, double gym, double heated, and as a result, there's a sphere of influence bonus of +5 for mood for a pretty decent bathhouse. Local bathhouse is so relaxing. So that's why I made it bigger, so it can support, you know, the larger population. Happy people. Happy, healthy people. Alright, they're almost done with the terrain. That was pretty quick. A lot of builders. Alright, it's done. Sweet. Alright, so the second part of this project is this. Because this was only the first part. Physical dams. Now that the terrain is a little higher, I can do a physical dam for the remainder. And you can see the reason. I spilled over the back end of the island. That was always the intent. I just wanted to do most of this in terrain. So you can see why it was a 2-part project. Because now this water is truly not of my... Like, I could, if I wanted to, run a dam out like that to really control, like, where it's going. Obviously, this is more stone than I want to spend. You know, and it's way bigger amount of stone than is necessary. Because I could shrink this down and step it like that. But I at this point, this is the scope, so I'm just going to get rid of all this. So this is all I'm doing. This damned wall. Start the project. And this is phase 2. And I can smooth out the terrain around here once it's done. Yeah, it's pretty waterfall. I agree. Merchant! Alright, so this merchant, I'll be able to make pretty much all my coin back, I think. Not all my coin. But a decent amount of coin. Anything I need to buy? No, not really. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Big old waterfall over the rock. I agree. It's too bad about those trees. I didn't, like, manage to cut them in time. But it's way better than this, like, spilling nonsense, which is what we got going on right now. The other thing I could do is, raise the dam and have, like, multiple spillways to even deal with, like, real influx of a lot of water, if need be. We'll see if that becomes necessary. I'm not sure it will be. Wow, our city's full already. Everybody that could move in did. This large insula doesn't have neighbors. They're a little bit upset about that, but, you know, whatever. I'm not going to fix that at the moment. Where's my tax house again? Oh, here. So here's the large insula. So it's not the most amount of money, but it's pretty good. Now that we have we just got through the winter, I'm going to make large charcoal makers now, rather than the smaller types, for efficiency. And I'm actually going to raise this as the highest priority. Now that we're in early spring, switch that over to the more efficient, larger ones. This really is like a verdant river now. It took a while for the terrain to fill back in, but now it is like, looks correct, as you can see. With the flowers and grass and all that. Oh, and there we go! And all of this will then, you know, go back to normal as well. But there we go. We got the little waterfall. Natural cascade. Sweet. I think that looks nice, too. I'm glad that that's what we settled on. I'm going to just, for cosmetic reasons, get rid of some of the trees that like are clipping into the aqueduct. But that part's done. Now the iron industry tied So what I'm going to do is use all these like free workers right now to clear out around where the iron is. But I also know that I'm going to need houses way closer to the iron industry than I currently have, because I think this is like a bit too far out, which means probably dropping like a large insula around here somewhere. To support the industry over there. I'm trying to think exactly where I want to put it. Because the area around this rustica is like nice, fertile. Well, actually. I'm going to move this house to here with like a well-fed. Sorry, homeless people. I apologize. Because I think I was wrong. The course of the river, having it being changed, I think changed yield for fertile soil. I'm not sure. I don't remember. There we go. Here's where the iron needs to go. And Vulcan wants us to put an iron mine in. I'll drop an iron mine in there. I suspect it's going to be physically too far from town for people to like productively work there, but I suppose we'll see in time. And here's the new rustica. And I moved it so it's like a bunch of fertile soil around it. Nice. Whole bunch of charcoal. That's great. New beachfront homes? We could. Wow, it really did turn into like a full beach too. I was going to try to narrow it just a little bit. Totally a cosmetic project. But there's a bit of a reason for that. Eventually, you... long term, you probably want to cover your entire island in walls to keep invaders out. Because it's really expensive to have a massive fighting force constantly. And walls can't go where... tax revenue is fine. Walls can't go where active water flows are. Dams can, but not walls. So reducing the amount of tiles that are stopped by wall, like, you know, is smart. So Vulcan wants an offering of iron. Got it. There are upgraded iron. So there's thermal fracturing. So iron mines burn wood to heat up rocks, making them easier to break. All iron mines consume wood and increase iron output. Sure. And then iron ore mill. So this thing is a aqueduct fed, where it requires iron as input and aqueduct water, and produces more iron. And we'll get that as well. And then there's the toolsmith, weaponsmith, infantry barracks, and cavalry barracks down there. So now we have our first iron mine up. It's complaining about commute times, but I think that will be readjusted soon. Domuses are just like your patricians, you're wealthy. Okay, the commute time's actually not terrible. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. With that said, we are going to want a warehouse here for iron. And I'm gonna I think what I want to do is get another iron mine and then a ore mill here. And with that ore mill, that's also going to need to be aqueduct fed. And what I think we'll do is I'll have a take from the upper aqueduct. But it's going to need to... We're going to need more stone for that, and it's going to need to zig and zag as well. But this is going to be like a low priority thing to build. We don't need to build that quick. I see a lot of them like taking this bridge. Is there a way for me to like make their lives a little easier? Such a steep bridge because of the two sides of the riverbank. I mean, I know I could adjust that. Oh, and they're probably done. Nah, they're almost done over here. Ooh, citizens very happy. So all the slots here are going to be for iron. What did I even do? I just average governance. Now there is something I do not have. So I was going to move this mason a little bit to cover the quarry better. I'm going to move it right there instead. I don't have any funerary surfaces. So when people die, I do nothing, and I could definitely improve that. That much I know. So after I do iron industry, you can vote on that as well. But to truly get the iron industry up, we're going to need the iron mill, which means even more stone. I could spool up some extra quarries, but I think rather than to build up the infrastructure for it, I'm just going to try to find as much field stone as I can. Because I don't mind about the carry distance. It's not a big deal. There's a decent amount of stone that we've already quarried up from these forests, though. As far as I know, there isn't a filter to do, like, stone only. I wish there was. Maybe in the future. Just having to hunt for it is, like, pointlessly difficult. Alright, that might be just about all the stone that's left. So here's the iron mine. I'm gonna iron mill. I'm gonna fire all the workers because they're not even doing anything until the aqueduct's built. And I'll have an aqueduct start here. And let's see about zigzagging it. Maybe I can build it up on the mountains. Still too fast? Seriously? Still too fast? There we go. So that's like a ziggy-zaggy aqueduct for the iron mill. Cost $220. I'll pay for it. And the arm right here is pretty high up, so this could feed like water towers or other things, other industry, once it's done. Now I'm getting the like long commute warnings, as I suspected I would, and maybe what I'll do is I'll continue to put in regular insula. But what I could do in this case is put insula in over really in this side of the map. And just make sure that they have like a food market or something. Okay, we're just about full up on coin again. Vulcan did want us to make an offering of iron, so if I bought 150 in iron, I could just give it to him. Done. And now it wants me to build a toolsmith. And toolsmiths are really nice because tools increase the productivity of basically every other industry significantly. Which is awesome. Uh-oh. So if I was to put some cheaper apartments over here... I'm gonna do it. I'll even give him a water tower. I'll put a water tower, like, here to cover the other industries. Oh, I don't have a stone. I was like, why can't I place it here? I literally don't even have the stone. Is this the entire research tree? So this is the entire research tree, yeah. For now. I mean, the game isn't actively being developed, so... might change over time. I don't know. I'm not the developer. And then once I have a little bit more stone and the original aqueduct's done, I'll run aqueduct down to this water tower as well. But I think that should help a lot. Because that will support, especially if I run a road from here to there, once I have, again, more stone, it will have a small community of the industry workers over here. And as long as they have like a shop or two, they should be happy enough. So I have lower quality homes because I'm not really worried about their tax revenue. They're more like necessary for workers in situ. Oh, and I forgot to update the priority. Build up iron industry. I could also have a forum at the Vulcan Shrine with markets for marketeers to support them as well. Why aren't my dock workers getting more? Oh, no, they filled it with wine. All right, get a little bit more wine then. We have 49 wine to sell. And everyone moved in immediately into these homes. Even if it doesn't even have water, they don't care. Alright, there, the iron mill's open. So it consumes iron per year and produces iron per year. And then the last piece was to, hook up this water tower. But the water's, is this, oh, you know, it's physically lower here. So maybe I'll do it like this. Well, I guess I need more stone. I'm working on it, guys. "28 builders actively working." Alright, now here's the worry. If I sold all the wine that I have in the stockpile here, I don't even have room for the gold, which wastes it. So let's go ahead and buy 35 tools. And then sell the wine. So now my gold isn't wasted, and those tools will help the industries that they support. Makes sense. "You neglect my worship. Build a more grand temple in my honor." Ah, crap. Say it like it is. Ah, crap. He's not satisfied. Well, this is crappy. Speaking of crap. I hadn't actually built the, there we go. So that's the last segment of the aqueduct. I hadn't actually built a well around here, so I don't even know how they put that out. ocean water, maybe? I don't know. God is angered. You really want a toolsmith, right? Alright, fine, we'll get a toolsmith. And build you a better temple or whatever. Yeah, we're in the age of fussy gods now. We're wealthy enough to deserve their wrath or whatever. And this aqueduct's the highest priority because we really need water to these insula. Wow, this part of the aqueduct's so low to the ground, you could just like water slide. That'd be fun. Alright, what's going on? Shops too crowded. Citizens need kind of shops. Alright, I think some of that is just like, I don't have shops over here, so I'm going to put a food counter in here, and a wine counter in here, and then one more wine counter here. Oopsie poopsie. I'm also like out of char. Well, I think it's a supply issue. Because these houses are recently built and weren't offered charcoal at the start. I have 18 unemployed people right now. Let's get bakers back up to 12. I might need more grapes. And because we know that the course of the river is way more predictable, I don't necessarily need to worry about the localized flooding. So there we go, more grapes. Come on, builders, just do that. I mean, I think they're running like all over the place for stone, yeah. So, okay, I don't blame you. Collecting the stone sucks. So the toolsmith is up, but Vulcan is still pissed. So what we need to do now, and I'll add this to priority, and make Vulcan happy. We need to offer him a better temple. So we've been doing small temples until now. We're going to have a large temple. And large temples fundamentally work a little bit different than the small temples. So you have to plan them differently. They also have a lot of temple workers. So that part's rough as well. So religion, large temple. We'll need 25 marble for that. So let's get it. I also don't even have a temple for Mars yet. I hope he's not gonna like kill me over it. I guess we'll see. So let's put another marble quarry in here as well, because we might want more than one. And then the other thing is I absolutely don't even have marble storage, which I should have. So we'll put a marble store stock in there as well. I'm working on it, dude. Quit pissing and moaning. Probably not what to say to a god, but yeah, whatever. Too late. Yeah, the river's predictable until I script the sliders. True. Speaking of which, if I wanted a little bit more fertility... Let's see. I'm not going to do that. What I could do is put a little bit more water in that main river. Did that help? Still no. Because my aquifers were built at a certain elevation, so if I like mess with this too much, it changes the flow rate of the aquifers. Whatever, it seems to be fine. Okay, good. The water tower is now receiving water, and these houses are better supplied and decently happy. They do need like fish and wine, which is probably far for them to go fetch, which I could fix with a forum. All right, let's select another governor. More taxes. So now, the other part. To make Vulcan not try to murder me, put a large temple in. I'm going to put it here. With a stone road that runs like that. So we do have a basic iron industry. Build a large temple to Vulcan is the current priority. And the benefit of the tools, let's see. No. God, I wish I could show you. Charcoal making, 25% bonus speed due to tools. Mining, 25% bonus due to tools. You know, it's a bunch of different like bonuses everywhere for the industries that use tools. Thank you for tuning in to Nova Roma, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Roman citizens.